What the hell? All right. So ideas.
My computer got real mad that you started recording us.
Yeah.
Warning.
Okay, so just quick recap. You're on the trail of a troll who you can no longer follow. You want to follow this troll because you're trying to track down the lead on the kidnapped mayor's son. So without a trail, how do you want to proceed?
I mean, I'm tempted to just set up not an ambush necessarily, but at least a a meet and greet. We're not overly hostile yet, but I don't think, we don't want to go leaving just to pass them in the night, right?
I can't answer that for you.
I was mostly asking Henrik. I think
It's like our choices are.
we know the mate is going to try to get back here, whether he's
successful or not, it's a different matter, right?
Right, and
we
don't have a reason to, as far as his mission was to get the kid to take it to the Shiny Man. As far as we can tell, that was successful.
So stakeout.
I will try to remind you this.
Info gathering.
So you had a successful social encounter with the troll's mate. You know that she's very agitated at you guys not apparently being able to pull him out of thin air. So if you hang out near the cave, you know that you might end up in a combat encounter because she seemed to get pretty agitated there at the end.
I was remembering that. I was thinking more like, because we're kind of in not the mountains, but we're in a hill type area where we could get high ground and kind of, keep a lookout and wait for the creature to return and intercept it before it's in view of the cave would be ideal, so that if things do go bad, we don't have to deal with two at once.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and give you another check to follow tracks, just because you're going to spend some time. You're going to lose about an hour trying to figure out what to do, what to think about, and we'll go ahead and let you attempt that check again.
Oh, that's much better. That was a 2.
2, excellent. So you critically succeeded. You know that everything in this area, there are wolves that are wolf pack that are, frequent the area. There seem to be some larger footprints that look like they might belong to a boar. There are some deer that have run off, probably chased away by the wolf pack, maybe victim. I don't know. You see a little bit of everything. And troll tracks heading up north, following the ridge line of this mountain that's jutting up out of in the middle of this area.
With success, do I have a time frame?
Because it's been so long, like I'm gonna say no. You picked up on a lot of information, and some of it looks current, but you guys have been sitting around for about an hour, so it's really hard to tell exactly how far it's passed. Probably within this last day is where this activity is.
Okay.
All of the activity.
Okay, it's good to know. So yeah, if we pick the trail back up, let's get moving. I think waiting is a good backup, but I don't think that should be what we do if we don't have to.
Okay. Does anybody want to try exploring a little bit, finding stuff to forage around? Other than Dustin, because you're going to be spending your time picking up trails and stuff. If not, that's okay. Don't feel pressured to do it. Just
Evan, is there some magic you can throw at this problem, whether it's giving us better odds at anything or anything like that?
I'm more confused. Like every time something changes, I'm getting more and more behind. So like in my head, I was like, where are the guards? The last time I was here, we were with 2 guards. What happened to them?
So the guards are still there.
Yeah.
They're a little bit off camera. They're watching your stuff, making sure that no one's sneaking up on behind you. They're pulling perimeter, but they're not going to interfere with your plans and what you want to do. They're going to move with you and pretty much pull security for you.
Yeah, we actually had a couple of instances of shared respect between the the
Okay.
guards and us, if that helps your mentality with them anyway. We sort of, we were in combat with this big monster demon thing, and it showed us,
They did most.
and they held their own.
Okay.
They weren't. I mean,
Yeah, technically.
I
they
think
did
one of
most
them
it.
had like a pretty good, like I think it was a critical shot that.
Oh yeah, there are a couple crits from the bushes.
Yeah.
So we were
they-
pretty critical and trying to understand were they on our side or were they here to watch us last time, and now we're building a much stronger bond. in
These
this.
are honest soldiers as far as we can tell.
Okay. Okay.
They might still have orders to do something that might be against us, but they're not going to just shoot us in the back at their at their earliest convenience. And it's not to say you can't question them if you want to, but just throwing that out there from my memory.
I mean, times like this, you go back to the bar, you start drinking, and you hope something falls in your lap, right?
There you go. That's how we do it. So no one's interested in foraging. That's okay if you aren't.
I think I would be normally, but I think I'm a little distracted trying to refine the trail. So if I can have sort of like a disadvantage check one while I'm doing the other, I'll take it. But I understand if there's, I'm preoccupied. So
Yeah, you're gonna be preoccupied. So
Okay,
we're gonna
that
go
makes
ahead and
sense.
move forward a little bit. I assume it's gonna follow the tracks.
yes.
Okay, so you
Definitely.
get a little bit away from the mountain area and you come into, as the map depicts, that kind of grassland area that leads up to the town that kind of cover the terrain between here and the mountain.
Mhm.
You get back, we'll say that this, you're on a path, a pretty well-worn dirt path. It looks like it's been traveled. The troll seems to be following along with it. Dustin, you do get the notes that the wolf pack that you picked up earlier is kind of weaving in and out of the trail. Don't quite know what's going on with that, but there it is.
I
As
guess
you-
as a thoroughfare, that would make sense, sort of as a hunting territory or something. Okay.
And then as you come along, let me go
Okay.
ahead and get some perception checks from you guys.
Oh no,
Is that a yes, no, or a no, no?
that's a yes, no, that's a 1.
All right. So what's your skill?
In perception, 6.
Yeah. So you got a 1 out of 6. So that's half of 3, or 3 would be half. So you've critically succeeded on your perception check. And you hear the sounds of battle. You hear growls, you hear snorts, you hear wet thuds, and you hear someone in Trollese kind of yelling like, "No, not good. No."
Oh, okay, so it's not the wolves. I think our troll.
You do hear something that sounds like wolves.
Oh wait,
Wolves
think-
attacking troll.
yeah. So I say something like I think the wolves found the troll, and
So yeah.
start booking.
So as you come up on the scene, up ahead of you, you can clearly make out this large troll and a large boar, almost the same size. And
Oh yeah, the extra large boar. Gotcha.
it looks like they're fighting each other. But you also see some wolves off on the side, and it looks like they are waiting to make the victor their lunch. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and get right into an initiative. Everyone tell me what your reflex score is. If you've got a high score, give it to me first.
8.
I have where's my reflex? 8.
Or
Wow.
Dustin has an 8. Kevin has a 4. Is that what you said?
yeah,
4. Ford, what did you have for reflex?
thought I-
Like a 0, like a 2, something like that?
No, reflex. Reflex, I have it's right here. Reflex 4.
4. Okay, so I'm gonna put you right here. Ford at 4. Then we're gonna go wolves and Kevin. Give me a random roll. Choose high or low.
high.
Roll it.
Oh,
Tell me what you got.
5.
5 is low. So do you want to go first or second? Your
Oh, I don't
choice.
want-
Wait,
I don't
wait,
want-
yo, you chose my bad. All right, the choice is out, taken away from you. Take that back. All right, moving into combat. Henrik and Dustin, who wants to go first? It is your turns.
I will let Henrik go first.
All right. I turn on haste and start running forward.
So spending one action to activate haste, you have 3 actions left because of haste. You can't do a special, but you want to move forward. So we're going to do, what's your movement in light armor?
Yeah, so -1.
So 5 speed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one action. And you want to do 2 more?
One more at least.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this a good place for you?
Yeah, that's a good place. Do I have a better sense of what's going on now that I'm closer?
Yeah, I mean, you still see the same thing. This boar, it looks like as you were coming off, he
Mhm.
keeps charging back and forth, trying to take swipes at the troll. The troll's actually doing a lot better. The wolves look like they're just ready to jump.
I'm gonna take the dodge action and hold.
Okay.
By taking the
Sound-
dodge action, be done.
Sounds good. And it's actually good that you did that because the wolves seeing you come up. Let me get a quick check. On the wolves, yeah, they are definitely their hackles are up. They're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these guys are going to take a move to get here and then another move to surround you. And seeing that these guys up here are going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to take 2 actions to get to you. And everyone knows the good thing about wolves. They use pack tactics. So these guys are going to get 2 attacks on you. These guys are going to get 1 attack on you. But all attacks are going to have 3 different types of advantage stacked against you.
It's gonna hurt.
Now you're dodging though. So what is your modified reflex?
So my reflex is 8, and then what?
So 4. So I'm going to add 4 to all of my rolls.
Okay.
So I would normally subtract 6. So essentially it's a net +2 to hit you, or -2 to hit you, if you will. So that dodge has really saved your bacon. That's 1. That's a miss. That's 2. That's 3. That's a miss. And that's a miss. So you're going to get 3 attacks on you. One of those is going to be a critical.
Ouch. I used to have some sort of crit snuffing ability, but I don't think I turned it on.
So you're going to take 3 damage from that, and you are going to be tripped. If you can give me a strength check to try to stay on your feet.
So as a part of the rebuild, I think I took stable fighter. Special maneuvers have disadvantage against you
So you're going to have an advantage to stay on your feet with a strength check.
with a strength check. Oh, let's hope I don't stink at that. Strength being melee?
Sorry, athletics.
Athletics. Okay, so that's an 8. I rolled a 10, but if I have advantage, it gives me an 8.
And what was your athletics score?
8.
So 8. It's on the nose. You're
Right.
able to stand up.
Yes, I have.
So the next attack is going to come at you, and it is going to be 4 damage. Make sure you take your damage reduction off of that.
Go
And
ahead.
then the last attack that hits you is going to be another 4 damage.
Can I use that spontaneous chitin to reduce it?
You can.
The question that comes up is in one place it's +1 DR, but in another place it's DR3.
It's going to be a +1 to your whatever your existing DR is.
Okay, so then I take 2 and 2.
But that's only going to be on 1 attack, unless you want to spend. Yeah, you can only react to 1 attack.
Yeah. So I did that whole skirmisher build thing. So
Oh, okay. So you can react to all 3 if you want.
yeah. Okay, cool. So I took 2 and 2.
Okay,
Always
sounds good. Dustin.
I think I'm bleeding.
I'm going to what am I going to do? I am going
Tell me
to
something
1,
good.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like I'll have to use 2 actions to close that gap.
To right here.
Yeah,
Do you have hit and run?
I do.
So you can make one attack and then you'll have another
I don't. I think I'm
another
just gonna.
action.
I am gonna stay there though, and use what is it called? Twirl. Attack every creature in B1.
So you could probably get here if you wanted to.
I don't. It says every creature. I'd rather not hit Henrik, so I'm okay.
That's fair.
Um,
Okay, so you'll get a one attack from your hit and run, and then you'll get one attack on both of them.
So here's my first one, and that was a 2. And the second one is falling off the table is a 3. So 2, 3. That's pretty good.
2, 3. So out of what?
Out of 10.
So both of those are going to be crits.
So here's my. And do I roll a? Is it one roll for every target?
No, just roll one damage total. So 1 for one attack, and then the next one, give me 1 damage total, and I'll apply it to 2 of them.
Okay, so 3, 1, 3. So 7 damage on the first attack. Oh, take that back. I was reading the wrong line. So it was 3, 1. So 4 damage on the first attack, and then 3, 3, and then 6 max damage on the second one. So 3 and 6. So 6 damage on the burst though. So both of those guys take 6.
I'm sorry, run that by once. So the first one was 4,
So
and the next
hit,
one was
so the
6
hit,
on
the
2.
hit and run on the first target was 4 damage,
Gotcha.
and
then 6 on both.
as a crit that happens automatically, right? I don't have to do anything special for crits.
I mean, if you want to, you've got the abilities.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. Where does my crit go? Crit. I had an assassin crit. And I can't find it. Here it is. Crit. You deal an additional advantage damage on a critical hit.
So if you want to, that would make it 6 and 8 damage that they've taken.
Let's do that.
Sounds good. Retroactively applying that.
Yeah. So, but I can only do 1 critical per round, or does it happen?
No, it's for each attack.
It's
So
every-
you've got 2 attacks.
Gotcha. So yeah, both of them were crit. So
So
deal an
6,
extra crit. Deal an
6.
additional advantage damage on a crit.
All right, excellent. So what happens is Henrik charges, he gets in his defensive crouch and just gets literally dogpiled by these 4 wolves that have flanked him. And it looks like he was going to go down, but he was able to keep his ground. And then Dustin comes in out of nowhere and slices one in the back, and then does this insane weapon twirl and hits both of these guys. And one of them dies. Dun dun dun.
You got.
And that's your turn, right?
That is me. I am done.
All right, Kevin.
All
What
right.
you got, bro?
Yeah. I'm catching up and trying to keep up with the speed. This one seems a lot faster than the last round, so bear with me. But ultimately, I think I need to get a little closer, but I don't know what I want to do for that yet. I'm trying to scroll through and see if I have some long distance spells that I can attack with. It seems
You
like
could
these
easily
wolves.
get right up behind Henrik and Dustin with 2 moves.
All right, why don't I do that? And then I'll have one more move to make the spell, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if I were to do something. Do we, I'm assuming the troll is we're trying to help the troll defeat the boar, but I don't know if I'm missing some context on the.
None of us has done any talking,
Okay.
Yeah,
but we did have a pleasant.
you would know the general goal. Yes, is it would be to talk
Help
to the troll. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he's dead, we can't talk to him. But yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of yeah. All right. Dun, 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 dun.
But as far as the wolves, those are anomaly, as is the boar. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, we need to address the wolves first. That's
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess it's tactically, if you could get to the boar, it would also be beneficial, but as we would prefer Henrik to live.
yeah. He's bleeding pretty good.
But maybe that's not your priority. I don't know.
Well, let's see if I have
I
a
don't want to
heal
speak
spell.
for you.
Maybe I have a heal spell I can throw. Let me check and see what I got there. Heal standard potency with touch. Target recovers all damage at the cost of a wound. Well, I don't think I've taken any damage, so I could.
Hold on to that idea. Take out some wolves. A quick reminder. Last time we learned that whenever you heal somebody, it potentially knocks them out.
Oh,
And it's not likely when a person is not too badly hurt, but the more hurt they are, the more likely they are to just like pass out from the whole thing. So you kind of know that healing is more of an after combat, unless like shit's really bad.
all right.
Yeah, because you're gonna heal all the damage that he's taken, but the first point that he's taken is gonna turn into a wound, and that could potentially knock him out from just a release of endorphins. That pain relief just wash over him, and he might lose consciousness right there. Of course, you can wake him up relatively easy in combat, but yeah, that is a potential thing.
I'm scrolling through all my little spells. I don't think I have many that are like close range thing. I think I might just use my spear and attack with the spear. So I copied the spear over.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and attack
Spear's
those.
as good as any.
Yeah.
That'll be a melee check.
So my melee points are 6. You want me to do a roll? I rolled a 4.
Hey, you got it. Does anybody have pack tactics?
I do.
Oh, so your 4 became a 2, which guess what? That's a crit.
Critical.
Do you want to hit this guy who's already got some damage on him, or do you want to hit this guy who looks fresh
Oh, I
and
thought
clean?
I didn't think any of them had any damage. I thought it was just the one. So I'll do the fresh and clean guy.
All right, roll some damage on that.
Oops, that's not how you click. 11. Lame. And my
And when you're gonna have advantage or to your damage, so you're gonna add 2 to whatever you roll.
I rolled an 11, but shouldn't I be checking against the melee
Should
score?
be 2. Well, yeah, you got a 6 with them modified at 2, right? Or a
Yes.
4 that got taken down to a 2. So you critically hit. Now you want to roll your damage, which should be 2d3 for a spear, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what I'm using. Is a spear 2d3.
So you can roll 2 of your d6s, or you can roll your d12 and divide it by 2.
Kevin, I don't want.
I was sitting like, what the D3? Who has this magical dice?
I'm
It's a
just
d6 divided by 2.
I'm just clicking rolladie.net, so that's how I'm doing it.
Yeah, that works. A digital dice works.
Yeah, so I just got to click to get to the d6. I rolled a 6.
Yay! All right. So good news is, this other wolf died. Oh no, you weren't hitting that one. My bad. This guy has finally taken some damage. He's not looked like a happy wolf.
All right.
Just in time for the boar to turn around like this. What?
Oh.
Are we going boar bowling? Skadoosh.
That's not good.
Oh, my.
He runs through your flanks and he critically bowls over every single one of you. I
Did
need
not see that
all of
coming.
you to make athletics checks to stay on your feet. Acrobatics is also accepted. And oh, look at those dice. That's gonna be
Oh, it's a good day to be me.
No, I'm rolling well today. Where do my dice go?
I got a 1.
Didn't you say
got
you
a one.
dropped one?
Great. Everyone in that pile is gonna take 9 damage.
I don't have any disadvantage for any reason, right?
Henrik, actually, I take that back. Henrik, you are not going to take 9 damage. You are only going to take 7 because you are dodging, which means that the critical effect or critical hit does not seem as critical to you.
I matched 6 with 6 for my acrobatics. Or sorry, yeah, acrobatics. You said right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're able to stand on your feet.
All
So
right, so
I twirled just enough not to get completely bowled over.
I'm pretty sure this is bad for me. So just cry with me. I have a 2 in my acrobatic score, and I rolled a 9.
You are on the ground. So on the next turn, you're going to just spend
You somehow managed to get hit by all 4 feet.
Unless you want to fight from a turtle position.
You
All
just
right.
you just played pinball underneath the board.
You know.
He backed
have
over
fun.
you.
Then the troll starts lumbering over. He's a
Oh,
lot
Jesus.
slower than everyone else. But and you hear him say, "Oh no, the shiny man, no." And then he's gonna take a swing at one of these wolves. He's gonna do a really good job at that. Do a really good job at that. Wolf takes damage. So all the well, actually, you know what? On top of that 9, oh yeah, that wolf is not looking good. Looks like a strong breeze could knock this guy over. And with that, in the distance, you hear the thundering of horse hooves. You see a carriage approaching, and it runs up and stops short right about here.
Wait, but
Ford, you have your full turn ahead of you.
Yeah. All right. I wish that board was just like 2 spots over. All right. Let's see. So for my own personal action, I'm going to get out of the carriage. I need to be able to have a clear sight.
Hide behind the bushes.
I'm gonna move over towards that lake.
Where?
That pond. Water
So it's going to
Rise.
be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you wearing armor at all?
No.
Okay, so that's 1 move to get you here.
That's fine.
Are you comfortable with
I
this?
see a large beast, so that's enough for me to go. And I still have 2 actions myself, correct?
Correct.
So do all of my drones or my UAVs.
What do you want to do with those guys?
Okay, so and seeing something out of the way, and now that I'm there, I'm going to take my own action. I was like, for my own personal action, go ahead and run invisibility.
Okay,
From the
that's your
illusion
special
class.
action.
Yep, special action for invisibility to hide myself there. And then that'll be, I think that'll be the end of my personal movement.
Okay.
For the drones, like with their passives, I'm gonna go ahead and send them towards the board because that's all I can see.
How close do you want to get? You want to stay a little bit out of the way?
Oh no, they're doing a drive-by.
So
Run over.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1 action with your drones.
Oh, okay.
Are
Then
these drones in the like flying insect sense or like flying machine sense?
I'll explain that in just a minute.
Okay, fair enough.
So that's 1 action. You've got 1 more action for all of your drones. Do you want to use it to unload on the boar?
how close are they?
I mean, they're now within 5 feet of it or 10 feet of it.
Yeah, go ahead and have them all shoot.
All right. So what you're gonna do is each one of them are going to make a ranged attack using your potency rating.
Okay. They're also going to be taking with advantage since they're within range of each other.
No, they have to actively give advantage for their turn.
Okay. So roll the d12 on that.
Yes.
All right,
3 times.
First one's 2 with the potency. That's less than 0, so that's a crit. Next one's a 4.
That's a crit.
That's a crit. Last one, 4. And last one's a 5, which is still
a crit.
Still
Excellent. Okay, so now I'm going to need you to roll 3 sets of damage. That's going to be 1d3 plus 2 on each one of them.
Right, so I'm just going to roll a d6 and half it. Okay, that's a 6. So 5.
3 plus 5. Okay, 5.
That's a 1. So
3.
yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a 2 or we were rounding up to a 3 there.
And what was the third one?
It's a 4. So 5.
2 plus 2 is 4.
So
So
plus 2. I don't know why 3.
So that's going to be 12 damage total. All right. So you guys see this carriage come up, just running up the path, and it slows to a stall. You see a very small figure jump out and run over towards this body of water right here, and then it disappears from view. From the top of this carriage come these 3 very strange looking devices. They like, what do your drones look like? Are they like floating discs with like a wand on them or something like that? Or
No, similar to like dragonflies.
okay, so these 3 mechanical dragonflies. Hey, Sam.
Hi. It comes in a poop container.
You're
Which
being
one?
recorded for posterity's sake. I just want to let you know, buddy.
One of these?
Yeah.
Love it.
Tell me more about your poop containers.
Which one should I get?
You probably stick one with the poop container.
You sure?
Yeah. Is there a choice between a poop container and not a poop container?
There's a fart sound. It's a slime that when you squeeze it, it sounds like a fart.
Oh, also a solid choice.
Man.
Oh, my kid
They're
loves
bringing
those.
back old stuff.
I'm going with poop
Is
container.
it the
We
ones,
vote
you know,
poop
the ones
container,
that used
Sam.
to be in the cylinder? I was like, cylinder shape, you go like that.
Yeah,
it's
and you would stick your thumb in it and would make crazy. Yeah, I remember that.
So these 3 dragonfly looking machines is best that you could describe it. Mechanical dragonflies alight from the top of this carriage and come up behind this boar and just shoot off these magical rays at it, and it lights this boar up. And that's what you guys see.
Well, good. Fuck that.
It's really hard to get a description on the little figure because there are bushes in the way, and he popped out of invisibility or into invisibility. But that's what happened, and that will be your turn forward. So we're gonna go back to the top of the order. Henrik. Henrik, you're surrounded by wolves. These 2 aren't looking so happy. This guy looks like really just a strong breeze, gentle breeze even would blow him over.
I have a
Big troll swinging a tree branch club.
Yeah.
And a boar behind you.
My sweep attack. Could I make it exclude Kevin?
You cannot.
Man, shit.
Oh, get him.
Yeah. Okay. So then I will use a backswing attack to.
If you step forward, you won't hit anyone.
Yeah, but I don't want to hit the troll.
Except for the troll.
I don't want to hit the troll.
Oh yeah, the troll.
I'm going to use a backswing attack and make sure I hit at least one of the hurt wolves with that.
Okay.
And so I'll just start. First, I'm going to switch to stone skin. I'm going to drop
Yay.
and switch to stone skin. That's a better idea.
So that'll be your first action.
Yes.
And that's a change in concentration. So you still have a special action available. And you 3 total actions. Wait a minute. No, you took 3 reactions on the last turn, didn't you?
But I have that skirmisher thing.
They still count against your next turn.
Oh,
You can
okay.
just use all of your actions to
For some
react.
reason, I thought that additional reactions were free. They're not. All right. Well, then I'm hopefully still dodging, and
You are still dodging. So instead of the stone
done.
skin, you want to go ahead and do a backswing with your one action, or do you want to stay and dodge?
I want to stay and dodge, and if I only have one action left, I'm going to switch to stone skin because I'm
No,
expecting.
that's going to be your one action is dodging.
Oh, that's right.
Because you reacted to 3 attacks. You've got 4 actions with Ace.
Okay.
So
Then
you
I
can.
will. I will take the dodge action.
Okay, so Henrik
Yeah.
looks really shaken after everything that's going on. A freaking boar just trampled over him. He's going to take up a defensive posture and pass the torch on to Dustin. No, the wolves.
Trying to make friendly noises at the troll.
The wolves.
Well, this
Are
is-
going
You have
to-
to actually make the noises, Henrik. What's a friendly noise that you're making towards the troll?
It's going to be mostly consisting of whimpering and don't hurt me. I might sound like a wolf.
Yep.
I think.
That might backfire. I feel
The
like.
wolves smell blood. If they're going down, they're taking you with them. All 3 of them are
Henrik,
gonna
did you
spend
write the troll's
all
name
of their
down? I can't find it.
actions to try to take you out.
Oh, they're going to hurt.
So remember, I'm gonna be adding 4 to all of my rolls because you're dodging, right?
Yep.
So the
Hen-
first
Hen-
roll,
Henrik,
I
do you
rolled a
remember the
7
troll's
plus
name?
4. I'm sorry, what, Dustin?
I was saying, Henrik, do you remember the troll's name? It was like
Willabag.
Willabag. I was close.
So the first one's gonna be a miss. The second one is gonna be a miss. The third one is gonna be a miss. The
Nice.
4th one is gonna be a miss. I swear to God, like I'm rolling 8s, 9s, 11s. The 5th one is going to be a miss, and another miss. I mean, you're like they're biting and coming up with nothing but metal.
Yeah.
and I cannot roll lower than an
I'm
8.
putting the sword everywhere all at once.
Oh, I finally rolled a 6 plus 4 is a 10. Another miss. You are the no limit soldier right now, Henrik.
You've gone full gun fu right now.
Okay, finally I rolled a 1, which means that it's not going to crit, but still hit you. And then the last attack is okay. So 9 attacks, 1 of them hit.
I love it.
That is impressive.
It's good to be me.
And he does do max damage, so you're going to take 6 damage.
So I'm going to use my reaction to steal some DR. 6. Right?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So I'm going to take 4 of that, which fills all my boxes. This is fun.
No, you're going to take. Oh yeah, because you're wearing me. All right, light armor plus yeah. So there you go. So all of your boxes are filled, right? Man, that was some I mean, these guys, they just dogpile all over Henrik, and he is dodging, bobbing, weaving. They actually land a blow, but they come up with nothing but armor.
I'm bleeding from cuts everywhere.
Yeah, they got one lucky bite that he got on your arm, and it wasn't even enough to like get purchased enough to try to drag you down. Bravo. I can't say anything else. That's amazing. Dustin, it is now your turn.
Well, I'm going to take advantage of not being mauled by a bunch of wolves. Try and lessen the load here on
You're not the punching bag.
yeah, I know. It's a nice change of pace from Claxon.
Yeah.
We've switched roles, Henrik. I'm gonna go ahead and just start with a I'm gonna start with a hit and run, actually. Let's see if maybe I'll get lucky. Either I'll kill it or I won't, but I'm gonna flank that wolf on Henrik's side, but I'm gonna attack the one next to me as I leave.
Sounds good. Rogues and scythes.
So-
Weird combination, but oddly effective.
I like it. So I got a 4, so that's definitely a crit. And then so let's see if I can kill it before I leave. Let's see, only a 1. Oh, 1 and 6. So 4 damage on him.
Are you doing advantage damage or are you doing a different critical effect?
Oh, that's right. Here's my crit. I put this in a chart so I could sort it, and it's actually extremely helpful. Critical. I can stun forego DR or deal I'm still a little confused on this wording. Deal an additional advantage damage on a crit. Does that mean like an extra D3?
+4. Oh, wait a minute. What does it say? What was it say exactly?
It says you deal an additional advantage damage.
Yeah, I
on a
think I
critical
was.
hit.
I meant to edit that to an extra D3.
Okay, so an extra whatever the damage dice is. Okay, so then I will do another 3. So 7 total.
Okay, gotcha. And Mr. Wolf bites the dust.
So
And
that's
that is one action.
so that was a hit and run. Now I have to find hit and run again because I can't remember. Is that that's just a
Should be a
passive, right?
passive.
Yeah, it's passive. Okay. So then I'll use for my standard, I'll do a sweep
Okay.
and hit both of those dudes.
Slime
So on the first one is a 5
and
and a 5.
and
So
What was it to hit?
mine is 10, so that's still a crit. So
Okay.
3d6 again. So 3, 1, and 2. So 3, 4, 5. So 6 on the first one. And
Okay.
then 1, 1.
I don't want to stick the ball.
Only 3 on the second one. That was minimum damage.
Or if you get the sticky ball, you only allowed to throw it against the.
And one action left, right?
Oh,
Oh, you
Okay.
said you hit both of them. Okay. So the first one knocked them.
Well,
this
so
guy- knocked-
the first move was hit and run.
Was a
Second move
sweep.
is a sweep, which is a standard. So now I just have a regular attack
all right.
for my third. And you know what? I am going to hit and run again because I don't want to be standing in boar trampling line. So
Okay.
I'll keep
So
going,
moving
I'll
to
keep
where?
going towards the west there. And that was a miss though.
So about right here.
Oh wait, I don't have disadvantage, right? It's just a straight roll.
Correct.
So it's just a regular 8 out of 10, which is just a regular hit. As I throw my dice across the room. 1, 2, 3. So just 3 damage on that one.
All right. Well, with the combination of the other one, that is enough to disappear the last wolf.
So I sort of reimagined the character as like a very acrobatic, almost a monk like, with this sort of long pole, like scythe pull arm type thing.
You're a
kinda-
monk reaper,
Yeah, basically.
the grim monk.
The Grim Monk, yep. Coming in.
Grim monk is
Almost
actually a
looks like
pretty
he's
cool name.
dancing.
I'm gonna
I always
steal
remember-
that as a goblin plan later.
There you go. Very,
All right, Dustin.
very
You're good.
very 3/5 shadow dancery.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
all
Kevin,
done.
So when I got trampled, I didn't knock any of my own health down, but I have a feeling that I probably should have. Should I? Have
yeah,
been
I think
injured for?
it was 9 damage total.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay.
And then I think if we saved, we didn't fall down. Is that what happened?
Correct. But
Okay.
Kevin did fall
Yeah.
unceremoniously.
I just remember it was bad. I didn't
I
write
forgot to
anything
mark
down.
my damage as well.
Butter with a lemon ice cube in it.
So if you'd like, you can spend an action to stand up, or you can try to fight from the ground.
Yeah, I do want to get out of the path, and then the next action I take, I want to try a spell where I put some obscuring mist as one of them. So I think I can do that, right? It's a standard action. And it's got a range medium B2.
Where do you want to put this mist? Centered on you right here?
I want to put it on the boar, actually, like right where the boar is facing us. I want to put it between me and us and the boar. Yeah.
So like,
Yeah. I want him to just be confused as shit so we can kind of regroup as a team.
And this was
hang on
you
a second.
casting
I've
what?
got my windows in the way. I want to change this to. And I want to set my opacity to. There. Obscuring mist deployed. And that's 1, 2. Yeah. So burst 2 effect. You are just at the edge of the smoke. You spend an action to stand up. You cast obscuring mist. And now, what do you do for your third action?
Should have thought further ahead. I can still do another standard, like a spell. There's like a bolt.
No, that was your special. The
Oh.
mist.
All right. Just get me out of the way. I want to be out of the path just in case this mist doesn't work the way I expect it to.
Your
Moving
spear does have reach if you want to stab him from there.
I don't want to go into the mist.
About right here.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, doesn't spear not have reach? Oh, it does. Melee reach. Okay.
Yeah, it does. I just don't want to go into the mist and like. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, Mr. Boar. Not you. No. I want to. There we go. Mr. Boar, very confused. Okay, we're not going to do that. He's going to walk out of the mist because. Sorry, I'm having Illustrator problems. Click V. Click. Move out of the mist. He's going to spin an action to move out of the mist. And coming from here, he's going to move over to where Dustin's at. So he moves out of the mist, kind of shakes his head, orients himself, spends his next move action to move up to Dustin, and then he will try to gore you.
Of course he will.
Try being the optional word. He rolled a 10 on a 10. There's really no disadvantage, so he is going to hit you. Min out that damn, close to it. It's going to be 2, 4, 6.
Well,
damage.
he should have 1 point of disadvantage from evasion.
Do you
Right?
have evasion up?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
well, I activated it when I ran into the horde of wolves. I thought I said that.
It's a concentration.
Yeah, it's my only concentration right now.
Okay, well that saves you. So he gores you, but whiffs just barely. You feel razor tusks just kind of go right over your head. You do this really cool acrobatic flip in between the tusks to
Gotta roll
dodge
with the
them.
punch.
And yeah,
Yeah, because I do have it highlighted on my screen, which is why. So
And
I
Mr.
wouldn't
Troll
forget.
is gonna say, "Bad piggy, bad piggy." And then he's kind of ponderously thinks to himself, bad piggy, good soup. And then he's going to shellac this guy, and he's going to use his backswing to swing twice and miss both. And miss his third attack.
Oh,
So the troll lumbers up and just unleashes an unnatural flurry of tree branch club at this boar, calling him bad piggy, good soup. Ford, you're up.
All right. So,
You still have line of sight on what's going on here.
right. So just had to double check one thing. If I use the action to give my action away, is that still counted as the one special that the drone can do, or is that
No, you can
Wow,
freely
question.
give up your actions to command the drones. So if you've got 3 drones, you've got 3 actions. They get 2 actions each. Essentially, if you give up your turn, all of your drones would get 3 actions.
okay? So I will be doing that. I'm going to be using the what was
So that's 9 attack rolls.
it? That's gold allies. I grant an
Yeah.
ally my action.
So that we had talked about this. That would pretty much be moot because giving them your special action, using your special action to give them an action,
Terrorists.
They wouldn't be able to use their special attacks.
They'll, like stay there and a bunch of stuff.
Gotcha.
Like you could give that to someone else to use their special attack, but not drones that you control.
Monster.
Right. Okay. So just
Okay.
it's not a special action. It's just giving them my action.
Correct. Each one of them still has, or one of them can still use one special action.
Okay.
So there's, I'm
So
sorry,
I'll
there's
just
one
do it that
special
way.
action that could be used among the three of them, but not all three of them.
All right. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. What's going on? Is he signing in from leave? Signing out? The passman that? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to send the drones over towards the board.
They can
And a-
attack from here if you want.
So is there anything, so since I can't, I'm just now appearing, is there any reason that I would think the troll is not also an enemy?
No, you have no idea what's going on with the troll. You just see everyone dogpiling on the board.
And was
You definitely heard him saying bad piggy. So I don't know if you want to do like a give me an insight check.
All right. I got a 7, so that'd be a what, modifier of 3.
No. Like roll a dice and tell me what you got on the roll and then compare that with your check.
Gotcha. My D12. There it goes. D12, 7 exactly.
So 7 out of 7. So you have not picked up any overtly hostile action from the troll towards the humanoid characters. He definitely looks like he was engaged in the fight with the boar, the way you came across, and he took a couple swings at the wolves, but he is not. Actually, I think you remember him yelling at the wolves for attacking Henrik. So he doesn't appear to be overtly hostile. Depending on what you do with that, whether he remains as such.
Fair enough.
Would,
All right.
would he, is,
What's
So-
up, Henrik?
can you also notice what the humans were doing relative to the troll?
You guys didn't really do anything relative to the troll. You weren't attacking him.
Right.
I'll be right back, guys.
Until the obscuring mist cloud came out. And actually, I'm gonna say you actually can't see the troll. Your drones can, or this one can, these two can. This guy can't see the troll, and you can't either because of the mist cloud.
Okay, that's fine. Then what they'll keep focusing the board then. All right, so for action, the one that does have it, we're gonna reposition about 3 blocks southwest of the current position.
So you want to move?
Right, so that they all have line of sight.
2, 3. We'll move you right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the one with a special action, I'm gonna use support drone for passive to grant advantage.
Okay.
And
Now
then,
that's not a special action. That's just a normal action that they can do.
oh, okay.
But it
So-
will. So they've all spent one action to move, so that all of your drones have 2 actions left. So one of them is spending their action to give another one advantage.
You know what? No. I'm gonna use his special action to use the color spray to stun.
Okay, so you would actually need to be. Yeah, you're right on the edge. So this one could use the color spray on the board.
Okay.
So roll your potency check.
I've got to stop putting that D12 down. 6.
Okay, so 6 out of 10. Everybody except Henrik, you really don't know exactly what's going on, but there's like this really crazy disco strobe effect
Yeah.
from behind the cloud. And the boar just visibly looks like he's blinking, like, what?
Mhm.
And then hellfire guns go pew, 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 pew.
So that one actually requires 2 actions, so that one that used it will have no more actions.
Okay.
And then the other 2 will use their following 2 actions to pretty much lay fire.
Okay. So that'll be
So-
4 attacks.
So we got 12 with the modifier for 5 would be 7.
If you rolled a 12 out of 10, then that'd be a miss.
Okay, so miss 6,
That's a hit.
1,
That's a crit.
3.
Did you say 3?
Yeah, also a crit.
Okay, so 2 crits and 1 regular damage.
And
So roll 3d3 and add 4.
then, right, so that's 3, that's 2. That's 3, so 6, 8. You said add 4, so 12.
You pretty much rolled max damage.
I got 2 6s and a 5.
That is max damage. So that's 9 damage plus 4. Very cool. All right. So oddly enough, it doesn't look like all of it penetrates through the hide, but there is enough damage done from pew pew pew. The boar is going to collapse right there on the map. So before we get out of now, we'll say that we're kind of in a loose truce, depending on what happens next. Does anybody want to step in and take charge of the scenario? Go out of initiative for just a minute. But we'll stay in our tactical map.
I feel like the thing to do is just say, "Hey, Willabong, Willabang,
Willabug.
Willabug, we should be friends." And leave it at that.
So he turns and looks at you, kind of scratches his head, says, "You know Willabug?"
What was the female's name? I don't have it written down. I only wrote the Willowbug down.
You never asked her.
Oh yeah, we. Oh, I remember. Right, I remember asking her because she kept saying it. Like she kept talking in first person.
Well, let me rephrase that. The ways that you asked her, she didn't quite comprehend it. That I don't think she understood. She understood that you were referring to her, but she's like the concept. She missed the concept of what you exactly were asking, and it just really confused and kind of pissed her off a little bit. Not because you were rude. That's just kind of how she took it.
I thought she was taught. She talked to herself in the third.
She never refers to herself as by her name.
Okay,
That was
that's
very
fine.
intentional.
Okay.
I distinctly remember you guys did not get her name out of that social encounter.
Oh, I could. Yeah, I could have swore I wrote both names down though, but I didn't. So. Oh shoot.
So with that,
Henrik, do you want to give me some kind of check to go with that, like a charm or a...
You know, I would love to roll something that doesn't have a 0 in it.
Okay.
I'm walking over more of just to
Yeah.
try to harvest up this boar I just hunted.
So Willabug, your mate misses you and really wants to see you again very soon.
I do
And
put
he-
myself between this new person and the troll, and
Kind
like
of.
because I don't know what his
I'm
reaction
gonna
will be
say
to the
I'm still
troll.
invisible. You should not be able to see me.
Yeah, Willabug.
Well, there's flying dragonflies and shit, right? I mean, I know I can't see you, but I can see the wagon and I can see the swarm.
That
thing.
yes, that
I don't know
You
what's
see-
going on. I'm like, what the hell are these things?
And if you're
So in response to that, when you mention his mate, and he goes kind of quizzically, Shayla la la.
I don't know her name, but she wants you home. She misses you. She's worried.
Yeah, so like, yeah, Willowbug see pig, think good piggy soup. Then the wolves come and they think good piggy soup. Willowbug not like that. It's Woolybug piggy soup. Woolybug and Shaylala.
Willowbug talk to Shiny Man?
Shiny Man, yeah, Shiny Man. Shiny Man, big friend.
Where's Shiny Man?
With other shiny men. He kind of points off in the direction. It's away from the town. Somebody give me a lore check, or your scout check would work.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's pointing towards
6 out of 8 for my scout check.
Yeah, so from surveying the maps, you know that the direction he's pointing, like there is a Nilfgaardian outpost. They've kind of set up camp a distance away from the town. Almost
Gotcha.
equidistant from where the cave is to the town. It's almost equidistant in the northeast.
You take kids to Shiny Man?
Yeah, we take
Place?
the naughties. Naughties, bad naughties. We take the shiny man. They make the naughties good homies.
Oh no.
Okay. I
So
am
this
not-
time, Ford, do you want to like do anything special, drop stealth, introduce your character, anything like that?
Yeah, like whose are these? What? No.
So while the invisibility is up, one person said they were gonna start walking towards me. So
Mhm.
without actually breaking the spell, I'm just gonna more tell them like, I'm gonna ask you to stop right there.
That would be to you, Dustin.
Stop. How about you show yourself, friend?
Well,
I'm just standing between him and the troll. I'll put my scythe away because I don't want the troll to think I'm trying to be aggressive either. This troll's our friend. We have some important business with him.
Well, that makes one less thing to worry about. But I am gonna need those tusks off that boar.
I say, Willowbug, our friend over here, and I point vaguely from the sound of towards the sound of the voice, helped us defeat this bad boar. Can we share the boar soup with him, with everyone?
She's like,
Is there enough eating for the little humans to have?
We'll let you have all the wolves.
oh, wolves stringy, no good soup.
Oh yeah, good point.
Mm.
You don't eat the
He
tusks,
kind of
though, right?
he definitely gives you the impression he doesn't like the idea of sharing, but he's really considering it. He just keeps going.
What if I point to the tusk and be like, this part doesn't taste good, right?
It's like, yes, no, the pointy, no good for the soup.
Okay, so he can have the pointies.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can have all the meat, buddy.
Oh,
You're a good fighter. You know that, Willowbug? I appreciate a good fighter.
Wait,
that
is
sounds
that,
good trade. You want to make a charm check inside of this?
I was gonna say,
Yes, please. I'm not very good at it, but I'll give it a shot.
Ford, are you still invisible?
To this point, because so
That's a
far I've
D20.
only interacted with Dustin.
Okay.
What'd you get, Dustin?
I rolled a d20, so I got 15. But when I rolled the correct dice, I got
It's gonna
4.
be a miss.
I got a 4 out of
15.
4.
4. Okay, 4 out of 4. All right. Yeah, when you say that, like he definitely like visibly relaxes. He's like, Yeah, it's just good trade, good trade. You keep the pointies and I keep the meat. So make good pig soup.
Okay.
Seems
So
fair.
upon hearing that, finding that's not an issue, then I'll drop invisibility.
Do you want to describe your character?
You have a 3-foot person. Who's seen Arcane?
I haven't seen it yet,
Who's-
but I know what it is.
Who's played League of Legends?
Say, I know what League of Legends is. Yes.
Oh, we're gonna
I
have to
haven't
played in
rely on
years, but I
active
used-
description. Come on,
I have-
Ford, lay it on
Okay,
us.
so active description. You have about a 3-foot personnel, large head, smaller body. He has a yellowish fur overall, mainly hair. I was like blonde hair across his head, large purses, high pitched voice, and is wearing a large pair of goggles. You see, oversized that he starts to move up and slide to his forehead.
Does anybody want to make some kind of check to try to identify his race?
Witcher check.
It's a Yordle. Kill it. No, wait.
He is a Yordle, but let's see if you guys know that.
Dustin knows that, but character Dustin doesn't know that.
Will Witcher check give me anything? Ah,
I mean, maybe at disadvantage. You studied anatomy and physiology from pretty much all the known races.
5 out of
So-
10.
Yeah, so completely unfamiliar to you.
You know his head
Um,
should not be. You know the size of his head should not be able to exist.
No. Actually, so it's actually really important. You have no idea, and you know that you would know, and because you don't know, even that is telling. And that kind of sparks some things because you know what your backstory is.
Yeah, I mean,
You're like,
so you're not
from around here, are you?
Can we drop pictures into this chat?
Sure.
Have you seen a Yordle, Henrik? Do you know what we're talking about? Okay, because they shouldn't be able to exist as real things. But how do I? Let's see.
Yeah,
if
I pretty much was describing Dr. Heimerdinger.
Heimerdinger.
Yeah.
How do I copy this in here? Do it.
That I can't tell you.
I have Google.
Copy image.
I'm imagining there's a paste function somewhere.
It
You
doesn't.
can't put images inside of the chat. You have to
It doesn't let me.
paste.
Yeah, just Google Yordle. And
Y-O-
Yordle.
I know,
I mean,
Hey,
they're adorable. But,
look up this word.
oh yeah, that's even better.
Oh, wait a minute. Someone put something in the chat.
Yeah.
Heimerdinger.
So I think I'm sharing my Adobe screen. So even if I went to Google, it wouldn't share to the audience. So
Okay,
never
yeah.
mind.
Got it.
So this crazy looking creature that no one can identify, and
Part-
it is mysteriously suspicious that they are unidentifiable.
Part cat person with inflated head. Got it.
Sure.
All right.
Well,
So with that, I reply. Yes, another local. I'll have to say that I am Professor Dr. Heidendinger at your service.
Doctorate in professorial studies.
Can I do a check to see if
Professor
I
of doctoral studies.
make any observations on them?
You can. Honestly, though, they appear as what they are. Like they look like humans.
Yeah, fair
There's
enough.
really nothing that would even it would really have to be divine from conversation interaction, and I'm not going to force that. But you do know that Henrik's character, looks like a pretty well built, lean, athletic hunter type, with strange glowing cat eyes. He's looking at you kind of quizzically, like something might be up.
yeah.
And just in that time, this fella over here, who's labeled I for Inquisitor, but you don't know that yet because I'm not going to give it away. no matter how much you force me. It's gonna walk around the front of the carriage, and he's dressed in robes and leather, and they're black robes, black leather, big golden sun on emblazed on his tabard. Well met, travelers. Thanks for taking care of this unpleasantness. Professor, are you okay?
Yes. Seems I'm gonna go ahead and get those items. I'm gonna be able to get those items after all.
Excellent, excellent.
And your names were?
I'm in the process of stumbling painfully over towards Kevin's character.
Medic. My name is Medic.
And when I get next to him, I'm like, so now would be a good time for you to knock me out.
All right.
Killing me softly.
And we have another traveler here. By the way, what happened to JT? Like out loud.
TJ's he's with the guards securing the rear
Okay.
from Korea.
Someone has to.
He's got your back way back.
I was gonna say, is that cloud gone? Because if so, I may see him crawling at this point.
It's a concentration effect, I believe. So it's up for as long as Kevin wants it to be.
Is it a concentration? I didn't think it was.
If it's not, then yeah, it's just there until strong wind blows it away.
It's a standard, so it's not a concentration.
You could probably dispel it if you wanted to, because it came from you.
Yeah, so I need to do my heal magic, and I need to do that on Henrik. So let's see.
We'll say you meet him halfway.
Yeah.
What did you say the eye character look like?
He's seems like a middle-aged man. He's kind of have a bit of a hard look to his eye, but not really road worn that you can tell. He's wearing robes and leather. They look like they're part ceremonial, part practical. And give me some kind of a lore check.
Okay, let's see. What is my lore? I forget. My lore is not great.
I'll give you advantage too, because you've come across this before.
Well, with advantage, I got oh no, I lied. I got 3 out of 2. 2 out of 3. Well,
You got a 2 out of 3.
no, sorry. 3. I got 3 and my score is 2. But not
Yeah,
quite. Not quite.
they look nice. I mean, they're pretty well kept.
Do
You
they
know
look-
that the big yellow sun on his tabard should ring a bell. Somehow it just isn't. You'll have to clean the dirt out of your eyes and the blood out of your.
Are they wearing similar garb?
No.
Yeah, right now I'm more concerned with talking to this troll and getting some more useful information there. I feel like, yeah, as long as we dress this boar, and the doctor can have his tasks.
So
Don't
that's
see any
going to be
problem with that.
we'll put a pin in that. That'll happen, no problem. What do you want to see happen in this conversation? Like, how you want to direct it? Who do you want to direct it to? What's going on? Henrik or Kevin, go ahead and give me that check to heal Henrik. It'll be your potency.
All right, my potency score 10, so he's gonna love me. And I rolled a 2, so
Very good. Critically succeeded. Totally healed Henrik. Henrik, all of your damage is gone except for your first box, which is now a wound.
Now
How many wounds do you have? Because
Now
I think
have
you were able to heal up any of the other ones you had.
one. I haven't.
Last time we rested. And we got rid of
Okay.
it,
So
yeah.
all right. So give me a check to make sure that you stay conscious.
So tenacity. I roll a 7, which is just under 8.
Excellent. You were able to stay conscious. You feel a wave of pain relief. Your cuts and scrapes kind of mend themselves. You still have a little bit of scar tissue that'll probably fade over time.
I'll take it.
So Henrik and Kevin are resolved. Dustin, what's going on? What are we doing with the conversation?
Willowbug?
The meat and the tusk are going to be taken care of.
Well, I sort of missed what the Inquisitor or the other person kind of said, but for now I'm just sort of wary about the pair of them because I don't know. Last thing, they came from a different place tried to kill us, so they don't seem overly hostile. But
Okay, so picking up on, let me just make sure. Oh yeah, so picking up on your standoffishness, he addresses himself as, my name is Inquisitor Varen with the Nilfgaardian army. We are surveying the countryside, seeing how the war effort is, checking in on the villages and the settlers, making sure that transition of power is smooth. Do you want to give me some kind of insight check?
Insight, no good. I got 6, and 6 out of 4.
So yeah, you take his words at face value. Why would he lie to you?
Makes sense. I mean, sure.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't think he's lying, but I don't trust him anyway. But that's beside the point. Okay.
he actually seems pretty disarming. Like, you notice that hard look in his eye. But yeah, he seems pretty dishonest or disarming, not dishonest, and kind of open. He addressed your question. That might alleviate some of your innate distrust. Maybe not.
Right, but based on what Willowbug just said, I'm still not. I heard his question about what my name was, and I intentionally didn't answer him.
So Willowbug, he's gonna address the Inquisitor. It's like, you, Nilfy man, yes. Amir, praise Amir. You notice he speaks much better than Shayla, who you assume is his mate, from what he had said earlier. He does seem to be a little bit more fluent, but he's still got that kind of a hard edge to his conversation that borders on unintelligible.
Okay.
So he says, yeah, Willowbug friend of the Nilfy shiny man. Noik, and he kind of stumbles over the name Noik. And if you guys remember that Lord Nowak is the governor of this area that has been placed by Nilfgaard. So you guys definitely pick up on that, kind of make that connection. And the Inquisitor kind of gives like a almost dismissive blessing, generic blessing, like blessings of the light, blessings of the sun on you, something like that. He definitely looks kind of curiously. He's like, I didn't think we were taking in trolls, but he's not beating me, so okay. Whatever that looks like, that's the look he's got on his face. Ball's in your court. So they're kind of conversing off to the side.
Did he give his name?
Yes, he introduced himself as Inquisitor Varen of Nilfgaard.
Baron? Okay.
Varen, Varren.
Got it.
So,
Baron, are you from the outpost nearby? Or are you still headed that direction?
And he already addressed that. So, he's
He's
surveying.
patrolling out of there. Sorry, I didn't catch if he said he was going there from elsewhere or going out of there patrolling.
He's surveying the countryside of like the war front to make sure that everything, the transition of power is going smoothly. Citizens aren't being mistreated. Citizens aren't revolting. Basically all kinds of stuff like that. He's he's an Inquisitor. That's what his job is.
Makes sense. Okay. I answered my question. While I would like to, while the boar is being dressed either by the doctor or either way, I'd like to see. I'd like to take a moment when I'm. How am I trying to say this? In my head, I imagine the doctor coming over to take the tusks at some point. And while that's happening, see
He
if
takes
I
out
can.
a small scalpel, and you're like, yeah, right. This is, and he seems to like slice it almost like bread, like cutting through butter. Like this scalpel tool that he has completely looks like it's not going to be up to the job, but he just like circular cuts and goes right through these tusks, and no problem at all.
So while he's doing that, I'd like to see if I can talk to him sort of out of earshot of the Inquisitor.
That's going to be hard. He's here, kind of engaged in the troll, so we'll
Okay.
say that he's walked up to you guys. He's over here doing the tusks. So you could probably very discreetly whisper at him while the two are talking, but you would if you want to keep that concealed, you have to make a check of some sort. Kevin, what's going on with the mitts? Is that still up?
I just assumed it would kind of fade away. You said earlier there was just an open space, and I imagine it's windy. So yeah,
It's not
gone.
windy. It's like
Oh,
the
it's not windy.
typhoon has passed. Henrik, roll the world turning.
Okay, I want to try and have a side conversation with Kevin here for a second. Oh, well, this should be fun. Right about when I'm about to point out something about some horns I still have on me. I roll an 11.
Wonderful. So you get an ominous feeling. Don't quite
Yeah.
know what it is, but
So
it's
look-
there.
So sidebar with Kevin, hopefully we're far enough that we can quietly talk about this. Like, look, so I would guess that this Inquisitor is headed back to the whatever you call it, Palisade, barracks, whatever it is. It would be good to get in there and have a look about and see what's going on with the boys without saying that's why we're going there. Think you could weave together a story of danger being summoned from other places, make it sound convincing? Maybe use this, and I'll hand him the horn that I have left over from that Draco ogre or something or another. I wrote down its name.
Yeah, the
Dark
ogre,
spawn blood.
the dark spawn ogre.
Yeah. And the meta here is I ain't got charm or beguile or anything in terms of being conniving. So I'm trying to hand off that job.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
He's tactically directing a
Well, yeah, Miguel is
social experience.
command, like directing it, but yeah, insight's that seeing if someone's lying.
Yeah. So I have a
So
6
they're
for
on the other
charm,
side
so
of
I
this
should-
cloud, which he's determined is still up. You really can't see them, and with Dustin maybe whispering in your ear, and the troll with his gravelly voice, and the Inquisitor engaged in conversation, I'm not going to say that you're going to be able to pick up on what they're whispering, like, or even the fact that they're whispering, because you don't really have clear line of sight on them. Like you might see like Henrik's leg, but yeah, that's about it. There's just not line of sight between the two of you,
Maybe
unless
we
you've
could-
got some like incredibly awesome hearing.
I mean, we could
Like, do you have any kind of like heightened senses or special hearing enhancing abilities?
This is a question for Ford, right?
For Ford,
Talking
yeah.
about me?
Yeah.
No, I was just explaining Miguel versus Insight. I
Um,
did not hear his stuff.
We're good. I think we're good. Yeah. So to Kevin, like maybe we can get on as, I don't know, just let them know it's dangerous on the roads, and maybe we can help them get there where they need to go without more problems.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll do that. You've handed me their tusks of some sort.
I
some
handed
trophy
you-
of.
I handed you a trophy from the dark spawn ogre, and it's this giant horn that is, I imagine, is like 3 foot long.
Okay.
It was
twisted-
huge. Yeah.
Twisting all kinds of wrong ways.
Okay.
Just for
Yeah, so-
visual reference,
Yeah.
one of these guys.
All right. Okay. All right. So
All right, so we got
did-
a couple things going on. Henrik and Kevin. Kevin, was he able to make his intent clear?
yeah, I think so. I'm good.
So we'll
I
put
know
a
what
pin in you guys. Dustin, were you wanting to whisper it forward?
Not whisper. I was just trying to make it sort of nonchalant. Basically, I'm going to pull the same sort of thing we did with
With TJ?
TJ and sort of lie, not lie that, hey, we're not from around here. You don't look like you're from around here either.
So you're gonna try to
and-
do that in like a wink, wink type of. Ford, give me an insight check.
Oh no, I was like, I'm gonna believe you. So 4 out of 2. I failed.
Okay. Yeah, he's like, nope, not from around here, coming from the kingdom of Nilfgaard, but well met. Yeah. Whatever that looks like. You tell me.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
He is not picking up what you're putting down.
Fair
He's
enough.
not. It's one of those the smart. I was like, book smart, I was like, not common sense. This is definitely how his stats are set
Fair,
up. So
fair enough. Yeah.
you're not. Oh yes, you are most definitely right. It's very rare to even find Tusk like these. We've traveled at least 2 days just to get out here.
Oh, okay. Were you looking for tusks specifically, or just creatures from this region?
More of foraging for more material. I've heard. I found some recipes recently in a book, and I'm very adamant on trying them out.
Oh, I could that resonates with me. I gotcha. Curious about the local fauna. Got it.
Oh dear, no, not for eating. That would be a waste. These are all for academic purposes, of course.
Oh, even better. Okay. Let's see.
We'll put a pin in you guys and bring it back to Kevin.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to like talk to a brick wall, like not in the sense that he's stupid, but like just in the sense that no, but for real though, like you're not from around here, right?
Yeah, he missed that. He missed that one.
That I just see us talking in circles for a while.
all right. So
Yeah.
so the
His
mist
big gal is too high.
the
So
mist is
Kevin.
gonna
Do you want to keep this mist up?
no, the mist is gonna come down and we're gonna kind of become visible at this point.
Okay, so the mist kind of like dissipates. It seems like naturally, like the wind blew it away, but there is no wind, so that's what everybody sees. And then Henrik and Kevin become available. I assume you guys kind of walk back over here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just kind of throw out there. Oh, you guys showed up just in the nick of time. Thanks for jumping in. We've been out and about for a while. It's pretty rough out here. You guys doing okay?
And Inquisitor Variant's like, yeah, so again, we've just been kind of surveying the countryside, going from outpost to outpost, village to village, checking in on the status of things. The war seems to be going pretty much full swing as predicted. Nilfgaardian victory of the country of Airden should be within days. He kind of seems like nothing. He's given out information that is easily common knowledge. Give me an insight check.
All of us, or
It's like
Nope, just
insight
Kevin.
is 6, and I just rolled a 12. Fuck.
12.
Alright.
So yeah, he's just giving you the
we're
very,
real
very
good at
casual,
social encounters.
conversational. He
So
doesn't seem to be really committing to anything. He's just like, okay, it's information.
oh man, I don't like this digital die. I need to refresh the window. It's not doing too good for me today.
I'm gonna run across the street and hand you some dice.
Yeah, well, we've been seeing some interesting creatures out here. I don't know if you've seen the same. Been pretty dangerous. We should probably stick close by.
Well, we are actually on our way to Ashburg, I believe is our next stop. Shouldn't be too far from here. You're welcome to hop along on the back of the carriage.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I think that good.
He will say, what sorts of dangers have you encountered? This is obviously the most active scene that we've come across.
Lean on that horn, bruh. I'll stumble into you.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't there for the creature, so I don't really know how to describe it. But you know, this is a trophy we took from a creature
looks
that
like
almost
this.
took us out. Yeah. But I only see the horn. Like my character only knows the horn.
No, your character was there for this. He was just in the background.
Oh, okay. So a big goblin, horned goblin looking guy. And we took this to tell the story. Almost unbelievable. And I flash up the, you know,
Okay,
the
he seems
horn.
to take some pretty much some good interest. You should really show that to my traveling companion. I believe he would find that of interest.
Ford? Is that his traveling companion? Is that who he's referencing? Like, am I getting any visual indication of who he's referring to with his
Yeah,
traveling companion?
the other guy that he showed up with. Yeah, Ford.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. As we go along, we can talk about it too.
So we're just waiting on Ford now. Let's
And
shift
I'd like to I'd like to go about this different way since for doctor the doctor isn't picking up what I'm putting down.
The
I want
doctor
to see
is not in.
I want to see if I can sort of turn it around and say, you know, like address the question to the Inquisitor about where the doctor is from. Or like be like, oh, I didn't, you know, I've met Nesgardians before, but I've never met anything like your traveling companion, something like that. You know, like I don't know in world how I would phrase that politically correctly, but like
Okay, so the Inquisitor is picking up on what you're putting down.
yeah,
He's and he kind of cautiously doesn't really respond. He just kind of nods, like he's slowly listening to what you're. But you get the sense that he kind of understands what you're saying. Yeah, you'd have to talk more with the professor about that. I'm not actually no. I would say that he'll be kind of out. Like I think the professor would definitely be interested in this conversation. You should probably be a bit more forthcoming with him. He can be a bit dense at times. So with that, because Ford's not at the table, no, neither is Kevin.
well,
I'm
I'll
here. I
ask
can
him,
listen.
I'd also like to ask him if he knows, like, have you met this troll? He seems to be familiar with the uniform, if nothing else.
I've never had the personal pleasure of speaking with a troll before.
And you've never heard about any troll allies to the camp?
Not to my knowledge, I haven't quite made it to this outpost yet. So with that, you know, there are a couple developments for it. Kevin has brought a giant horn that as soon as you kind of picked up from the conversation between Dustin and the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor picked up on the whole "we're not from around here," and he has encouraged Dustin to speak plainly with you because you're a bit dense. But you would definitely be interested in the conversation. At the same time, Kevin produces this giant ogre horn, and go ahead and give me your magical researcher check, your concept skill.
4 out of 10.
Yeah. Like happy joygasm alarm bells are going out. You are super excited to see that thing. It's kind of what you think it is. It's not from this world. So putting that together with what the Inquisitor says, you imagine that these fellows are also travelers, if you would, and this creature that they dispatched was also a traveler, and you have big curious bells and whistles because you do know that this is the actual thing that you're in the process of researching.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, dear goodness. Quite small specimen. Dark color. Yes. What? You're. I get it now. You're travelers. Yes.
Face palm.
With nice. What a nice specimen as well. Yes. You must come with us. I must have this with me as well.
So we actually never covered this, Ford. You've been in this world for the better part of a year. You were in your lab experimenting with different planar artifacts, and you just had to test it. You had to test it. Swirly mist poof, and now you're in this weird southern country, like very little resources, but for somehow there's like this merging empire that has like an unstoppable war machine. And being the curious fellow you are, like if there is any academics, it would be with those guys. So you ingratiated yourself to the Nilfgaardian powers that be and have signed on for the last year or so as a researcher. And that is how you were traveling around with the Inquisitor. Because as more ground is turned over to Nilfgaard, more ruins are available for you to explore. And you know that, well, you know where you're headed.
Hex tech, baby.
So I'm just going to give you that to role play with.
Do they call it Hex Tech in League of Legends?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
patent pendant,
Oh,
trademark.
right.
I'm in trademark dispute with them.
Well, I think what's his name beat you to that a while ago was
We don't talk about it.
we don't talk about him.
We don't
Sorry,
talk
my
about
bad.
we don't talk about Bruno.
I was gonna say Patolus is I've been sitting on that one for a while.
Yeah. It's okay. The name of my game is the Hero Experience with Hex for short, so there's actually no conflict.
Oh, I meant Hex Tech specifically.
It is Hex Tech specifically, is what he's referring to.
Gotcha. I mean, it's probably a very different thing than the Patolus version, but wow. Okay. Well, that was a lot of info. I feel like
Real quick, just to bring Kevin back up to speed. So you produce the horn. The Inquisitor directs you to talk to Ford's character, the professor, and it's come out and open that all of you, except for the Inquisitor, are from a different world. And
Okay.
Ford is like frothing to get a hold of this horn. He wants to touch it. He wants samples. He wants to like acid test it. Just you see his eyes are like slot machines with ideas. Just ding 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 ding. Like,
does the Inquisitor's attitude toward us change with that information?
He's very reserved and guarded, but he's definitely trying to facilitate an open conversation, and he's very intent on listening to the contents of the conversation. And I can give you that without an insight check. He's not even trying.
Can I take an insight check to see if that's going to lead to us being in test tubes later? From either of these, I can just tell you. No. I don't know either one of these fuckers. So.
I don't know, man. That's really up to Ford. Like, I don't really encourage PvP, but I kind of want to see where this goes.
I just want to make sure that either one of their eyes don't light up like, oh look, the aliens. Let's dissect these guys.
With this, I think it fall into the investigation points now. It'd be more of like that and lore. You where did you find such a specimen? You must tell me.
So I want to put a pin in this just real quick, just to get an overview of what's going on here. So everyone's up with the social conversation. You still have Woolabug, who will need to be, for lack of a better term, interrogated. And I don't want you to lose track of that, but this is definitely an exciting moment, and conversations are kind of overlapping, blending together. It would be very easy for someone to get lost into what's going on and who's following what lead. So I just want to take a second, slow it down, and see what your objectives are in this social encounter. Obviously, there's going to be a lore dump between the two characters. Do you want to prioritize that, or do you want to get the information from Woolabug and move forward from there?
So I see that he's very excited about the horn, and I don't pull it back like quickly, but I pull it back slow enough where it's like, no, 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 this is not something we're going to touch right now. Definitely excited to explore further with you. This was new to us too, but you know, let's figure out where we're going and how far away is your lab.
Yeah, and from his mannerisms and the way he speak, you kind of pick up the sense that he might be an academic lean as well. Kevin would be, which of course sends your slot machines running and conversation. I mean, yeah, you're. This is like the best day of your life since you came to this place.
So would I have heard the troll trying to say the other name?
What are the names?
Mayor?
The Nowak. Yeah,
Yeah.
you heard him kind of fumbling over it, but I don't think that would really interest you. It didn't really like local
Well-
politics are not your forte. You're all about the research of planar artifacts.
Right, but if he's the mayor of this out, I was like with the outpost and
The
it's
governor,
the same army.
the mayor is there. There's actually, well, I don't want to give you too much information until it comes up.
Let me jump in here because I think I might answer some of those questions. So, I don't have any particular loyalty to the mayor. The mayor, not the governor, the mayor is the person whose son we are trying to find.
It's Lady Sylvia.
Yeah, we
Sibylia. Sorry.
I don't know if all of us put this together, but as far as I can tell, this troll, under orders of some version of the I'm gonna butcher the name. Was it
Some
Niflheim? Was it
Nilfgaard.
Nilfgaard? The Nilf what?
Okay, go ahead.
So the Nilfgaard army, either somebody in the Nilfgaard army is controlling this troll on some level, either magically or otherwise, to go out and steal kids from the town. So in my character's mind,
Wait, so you're not saying this out loud?
No, I'm relaying my own personal thoughts about how I want to steer this conversation.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm saying my character, as far as he's concerned, has solved the mystery. The mayor or the governor, or like I said, someone in that organization is controlling this troll, and we have solved the mystery on behalf of the mayor. We do not have her son yet, so therefore my goal would be to not to keep that portion of our mission secret, because I still want to. What they're doing is wrong in terms of morality as far as the character is concerned. So he's not particularly excited to A, go with an inquisitor, and B, not solve the problem. So if this individual officer of this organization doesn't know the nefarious plot, it's still happening within his organization. So either we need to steer the conversation so the inquisitor will stop it on his end because he is the inquisitor, or we just have to find the son and report back its whereabouts to the mayor. But I think there's a disconnect there as far as is my character more concerned with, finding out the more grand scheme of things with the interplanar travel and all that shit, or solving the immediate mission.
Well,
Right
you
now,
know that solving the immediate mission gives you clues towards that goal of interplanar bullshit.
right, but if I came out and explained the mission, that could potentially go very poorly.
It could. You'd have to roll the dice on that and just tell me what you think.
Yeah.
So
I guess what I'm saying is
I'm just gonna say, as a DM, I think that you've put together the clues adequately, and it seems like a very plausible understanding. Don't know if it's right or wrong, but it seems pretty plausible. What you want to do with that information, how you want to steer the conversation, that's 100% up to you.
As far as he's concerned, the mystery's over. So now it's more about what we want to do with that information.
So you
So I don't know if I
can,
need to pull Henrik's character aside and say, hey, look, how are we going to handle this? But if there's an opportune moment to do that, I would do that as well.
I would say that if you prompt Willabug properly, he would probably spill most of this information in a way that it would not look like it was prompted or coming from you. Essentially, he's a firsthand witness to the what's going on there, and then you could gauge the Inquisitor's reaction to that from.
Yeah, that was one plan that had occurred to me is basically get Willowbug to say what it is and then judge the reaction of the Inquisitor. So if I can do that in a series of rolls or with role play, either way.
So I would say that for the three of you, not necessarily Ford. Ford's still in, casino land, like he had the jackpot. We'll say that idea is probably a pretty prevalent among the group. All three of you are probably aware of it, probably coming to the same conclusions yourself. So I will let the three of you kind of discuss a little bit out of character how you want to move forward to try to make this happen before we plunge back into the timeline.
I mean, we're still prioritizing trying to, and I guess it's either tell the story of to Lady Sabia, but I think we committed in exchange for some gold.
Yeah, for the gold
to
and
bring
for
the sun back.
safe passage
Yeah.
to Loch Moon. Like there's a secret way to get there that will avoid Nilfgaardian patrols. You might not want to mention that part, but yeah, that's what's on the docket. If you can solve the missing children conundrum, the whatever it is, then you'll be rewarded gold up front, and you'll also be essentially given safe passage through to Loch Moon,
which is where we
Yeah,
want, where we want to go
so the-
for our own purposes.
Yeah. Well,
Which we
yeah,
never
you feel
really
the
had.
driving urge to reach
Yeah.
those ruins.
We
Not
didn't-
quite sure
Yeah,
what
we
that
didn't
is.
have an exact reason other than spidey senses.
Right.
Yes.
I'm thinking we should do something to engage with the troll and use his, love for the soup to kind of get to where he's going. Like he's not doing the soup with the boar out in the field. He's going to take that somewhere, and so we should try and engage.
Yeah, he's pretty much
somehow.
declared he wants to take this back to his cave and make soup for him and his mate.
Yeah. So we need to figure out like if the cave is a part of the path to the piece. It sounds like the troll's
It's the
delivering.
literal opposite direction.
Oh shit.
So you're gonna have to prioritize. Do you want to go back to the cave? Do you want to go to Ashburg with the Inquisitor? Because the Inquisitor has offered you a ride.
I think we just get the troll to start talking loudly now about this.
Yeah, I think we just need to prompt the troll in a way that, like I said, that will spill the beans and, like you said, not come from us. Whatever kind of
and help us gauge where the Inquisitor's coming from in all this, because I don't know if he's going to go against the barracks or if he's just going to go against us as knowing too much, right?
Well, I'd imagine if he is a law-abiding sort of Inquisitor and his job is to, I mean, I don't know enough about the lore of Witcher to know where the Inquisitors stand, but
nor would your character.
In general, a Inquisitor, like from a sort of meta knowledge, which I guess is sort of the point here, a meta knowledge version of an Inquisitor to me is that they're upholder, they're like, what's the term? Not
Troubleshooters,
PI.
overseers.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say it's not
Traveling
secret police. No. Damn it, what's the word I'm looking for?
Secret
like
police, sure.
They're the police that watch the police. What do they call that?
Yeah, internal affairs.
Internal affairs. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So
Well-
they're the ones who are supposed to figure out, corruption in all its
So
forms.
even with
Yeah.
metagame knowledge, I cannot answer that question for you
No.
because
No,
your
I don't-
characters
I don't expect
have
you. I just meant-
zero experience with Nilfgaard to be able to divine that. I mean, it's really going to be
Well, let's
how
get
this
the troll
conversation
talking.
unfolds and what you divine from
Yeah.
the expressions of the
So
people
I'm
partaking
hoping-
in it.
Yeah, I'm hoping in a meta sense that that's the version of Inquisitor we have here, and that if we reveal this plot and we don't even really care who's in charge, or at least I don't, then at least the reaction of the Inquisitor will tell us a lot. So
Well, I can tell you from the checks that you've made so far to insight this guy, you seem pretty comfortable. Like he seems pretty amenable. Your natural suspicion has been sufficiently allayed with 2 failed checks.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
The
We're
meta that.
doing great.
Yeah, I mean he's a suspicious character in general. So
No, he's not.
yeah.
Like you're actually warming up to him. Like he seems very upfront, honest, and kind of warming. He's still got that look in his eye. Like he probably capable of an unknown level of
Well,
violence.
I know that's what I'm trying to say is my version of what you just said is that this Inquisitor is going to hear that what is happening is illegal and do something about it.
I can't
Yeah,
guide you on that.
Let's get him talking.
So that's what I've
So
interpreted that as.
Kevin's our de facto face guy because I
Yeah.
think he's got a skill above 4. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you guys. are
unless
telling
you
me
can
I
rope
do
Ford because Ford's a very social
I
character.
have
You just
a-
don't
I
know
have-
that yet.
I have an 8 in command, and I'm not quite sure how to get that to work here, but I guess we'll leave
Give
it
me
to
give me an
Kevin.
insight check just to start off, and I'll see if I can give you some clues or something.
Insight is 4, so I failed that check.
Yeah, you got nothing.
Yeah.
Kevin, are you pretty much following what the plan is? We're gonna try to get Willowbug to confess to what's going on and gauge the Inquisitor's reaction. If you want to
Yeah, yeah.
lead that social charge, you're welcome to.
Well, so the problem
Ford,
is
I'd
that my
love to
command
rope you
score is
into this,
2.
but right now it is theoretically plausible that you guys might be diametrically opposed. So I can't let you in on the PC meta conversation.
So my command is 2, and that's why I'm hesitant here. It's like I
Don't
don't.
use command.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
I was
command. I was just saying that's my one.
Hey, you know what,
social
Ken?
skill.
Give me an insight. You know,
Yeah.
you're pretty aware type of guy, I think. Maybe.
My insight is 6. So
Yeah.
let me roll
That's
this.
real good. Yeah.
I
It is
rolled a
good.
7.
Wonderful.
Somebody help him out.
Hey, you guys are just gonna have to go into this blind. Like,
Yeah.
pick a path and charge boldly.
Oh man.
You're out of DM hints.
Kevin, I was mostly saying I had an 8 command in terms of trying to get the trying to lead the troll into saying what
You
the
could
plan was,
totally point blank ask him like, Willowbug, I need you to tell me what's going on here. Start from the beginning. You can absolutely do that with your command.
yeah, I didn't think of that specifically, but that's a good reference point. So yeah, I'll do that if I can at least get him talking.
And we'll see whether he receives that or not.
Hey, Shiny Man has what would I say? That we understand the plan from Shiny Man. Can you we'd like to help you. Can you tell us what it is?
Okay, so that sounds more beguiling in your nature, how you're approaching that. Like with command, you're basically telling them like, I need you to tell me what's going on.
Okay, that makes more sense. So I got a 7 out of 8 of command.
Okay, so now the funny thing is that seems to be exactly what you needed to do. Willowbug has already been sufficiently persuaded by the Nilfgaardians, and he's been made friendly by you from earlier in this conversation. And that line of questioning, he doesn't take offense to it. He's like, yeah, absolutely. And he just blah, blah, blah from the beginning. So, I was sitting here in my cave with my mate and we were having fun. Everything was good, trying to make baby trolls. And then this guy shows up and he like started talking to us and we're like, okay, you make a pretty nasty soup with that shiny man armor.
What did that guy look like?
And you pretty much get that he was hinting at Nowak. We already made that link earlier.
Yeah.
He keeps stuttering over the word no, ick, no, ick, and he keeps trying to go ick instead of whack. But anyway, whatever. You pretty much imagine the same guy. He points to the symbol on the Inquisitor's tabard. And Nilfi, you get the idea that he's associating this shiny man as being from the Nilfgaardian army. And he keeps saying the Noic. So you're imagining Nowak, Lord Nowak of the Nilfgaardian army. Essentially, he's made a deal with him that they would work for him and he would make sure that they were protected and allowed to be trolls and be a part of society. And this would be a great moment. I mean, if any of you are anthropologists, like just the idea, the excitement of an accepting of a culture and a blending of ideals really goes past Willowbug, but that's kind of what he's hoping for in the best way that he can within the confines of his intelligence. That's what his hope is. And Nowak has capitalized on this. And he has convinced him that the neighboring village of Ashburg is full of naughty children. And if he can kidnap these naughty children and bring them to Nowak, then they can reform them and turn them into good humans. And that's what he's been doing. He goes in and he kidnaps children in the night and he brings them to Lord Nowak. And he's doing a good service to the town of Ashburg and the empire of Nilfgaard. And he is due to be, justly rewarded with high praise. And the Inquisitor's jaw just hits the ground. And he looks like his skin is turning red. He looks like he's like literally reaching a boiling point inside of him, just completely. And he looks at you, and he tries to like calm down. He tries to do that, and he's like,
Who's he
What?
trying to calm down?
the Inquisitor, and he turns to you guys and he says,
Inquisitor's
tell?
trying to calm himself down.
"What, pray tell, is the situation in Ashburg? If
Right.
you would be so kind."
I would like to interject myself in the conversation. Like, witchers come from sometimes not quite legitimately obtained children. I have a bit of a personal stake in this matter at this point. I'd like to know that you're going to rectify things, and if you are, not so much volunteer my services as insist on you making
The
use-
witness of a troll is problematic at best.
the problem.
But if there is an ounce of truth to this, I would like to personally assure you that it will be rectified with extreme prejudice.
The matter is.
Anybody want to insight him on that?
Well, sure. Do I believe this bullshit or not?
I actually got it. I got 3 out of
Yeah.
4.
He's on board. He's ready to fucking burn down this Nowak dude.
Um,
But he really, like the evidence is very, very solid, but is not going to hold up in court. He needs solid proof. So he can't make a move on this. He's asking you about what's going on in Ashburg from the perspective of the citizens, because he wants to start putting pieces together for himself and develop a plan
from the
to take
perspective,
action against Nowak. You can tell that he is ready to murder Nowak if this is true and what he thinks it is.
it's like I'll just say,
So he
we've already been hired
believes
to
our
solve
sort of anecdotal evidence, right? Like
He
believes our
it's
part in what we're
plainly
saying.
obvious to everyone except for a stuffy, stodgy court of law.
Gotcha. Which is how they operate. Okay.
At least on the books.
Yeah,
Oh.
makes sense.
I mean, I'll tell them we have already been hired to investigate this matter by at least 2 parties, and this checks out.
What 2 parties have contacted you?
That's
Yeah,
a
2
private matter
parties.
between a
What was the
witcher-
second party?
That's a private witcher matter.
Oh,
Okay, so you don't want to be forthcoming with the information.
I don't
That's
know.
within your right. I'm not trying to force that on you.
No, I'm not giving up my witnesses.
Okay, I think this just out of character or out of game real quick. The talk about the mayor's son, was that made?
oh yeah, I would
evident?
have made that clear. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and put
I don't
those-
know what second party he's talking about. So
It's the bartender and the mayor is what I think who I think he's referring to. Again, out of game. Just
bartender. I forgot about the bartender.
so yeah, the bartender is the one that initially approached you,
And
and
my-
you tracked down a lead, and then the mayor offered you a better reward
my
to
take is
basically
that-
do the same thing.
My take is the bartender's representing probably a few families.
That's,
Oh,
that's a
my
fair assessment.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not.
That's
sure
almost.
why-
I think it's actually been explicitly stated.
Yeah.
Is they pulled what funds they could. To
Yeah, that
hire
was. I
you.
didn't realize that was not is out of character. Is there a reason why we wouldn't tell him that?
I don't know that, but I'm not going to force that from you.
I'm
And
asking
that's why I
Hen-
point blank asked him if he.
Henrik. I'm asking Henrik specifically. Is there a reason you're not doing that? Am I missing something?
My character,
Witcher's code, man.
yeah, it's somewhere around like protect your sources, don't reveal more than you have to, and people always suspect us of bullshit anyhow. I don't need to fuel any fires against anybody else.
Oh,
Some mix of all those things.
It's fair. But yeah, so Dustin, if you mention anything about the mayor's son being kidnapped, like
well, yeah, I would tell the whole story. I might not. Yeah, if Henrik's character is making it clear he's trying to protect the bartender, then I might not give names, but I would still say
Absolutely give the details of the investigation we've conducted so far. Like tell them everything that we've seen, just not who's paying us.
okay, so yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I think
absolutely fair. And
we
you know,
have to make
once
it
you
clear that
mention the
there's
mayor's son,
Mhm.
the Inquisitor, he just loses it right there. Like veins popping out. He's like,
yeah, that doesn't make. Yeah, I didn't quite follow that logic.
are
in the
the
first
and
place, yeah.
he tries to calm himself, visibly calm himself again. He's like, are the people hostile to the occupation?
The people don't know that the occupation is responsible for this.
No, just in general, the occupation. Like, obviously,
No,
their
I think
whole
they've been.
country
I
of
think in-
Eridan's getting routed.
no.
yeah, in
from the
general,
perspective
they've
of
been
Bill-
I'll
separated.
respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll respond and just hey, there's children of prominence and children of poverty that are being abducted, and that's where the people are concerned.
But generally, to the actor, the beyond the incidents, I think the reaction to the occupation is acceptance. You know, I mean, nobody's
Yeah.
happy when a new
Limited
ruler
acceptance,
shows
yeah.
up. Yeah, I think as okay. So one of my character concepts is captain. He was previously a leader of a sailing ship, so he has this sort of military sort of
Luna, leave it.
mindset. And he said, from the perspective that you're talking about, you're about as good as you can get, right? You're still a hostile force. No,
Right.
you know, nobody's going to be happy about being taken over. Well, or I guess you might have individuals, but as a whole, you're about as good as you're going to get in terms of, you know, public opinion.
Yeah, and the Inquisitor, he appears like he's pretty well versed in political games, and he understands that. And he's going to offer. He's like, it seems that the only thing that I could even remotely, if the people were hostile, then maybe the children were kept as leverage. This is not a tactic that's approved, but it's not necessarily frowned on. But if this has happened uninitiated, uninstigated, this would be a severe breach of protocol.
Yeah, you already have taken over the town, taking over the political leadership's children is yeah, I mean, even as a soldier, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
So he's going to offer this to you. I must ride to Ashburg. If you would be so kind as to take my companion, the good doctor, with you to investigate the barracks nearby. Give me a day, on the morning of the next day. If you can make it there by then, I will try to draw as many of the forces into town on a routine inspection. And that should give you opportunity to search the grounds of the encampment to see if you can turn up any evidence. And my proxy will go with you to make sure that nothing untoward happens if he is willing. And this is to you, Ford. Ball's in your court.
Luna, leave it. I'm in.
No, Ford. Like, would you be willing to accompany them to the barracks or to the outpost?
I'm definitely going to gesture so that he knows that the horn that he's so enamored with is still with us.
Motivation is key here.
Ford, are you with us? Are you frozen?
Oh, he's moving. I see his head moving, but
Did we put you to sleep?
Are you muted, buddy?
He's on a 24-hour shift, so
oh, he might have snoozed on us.
Ford. Hey, yep.
Yeah, oh yeah, shake that head.
Hey, you all right, man? We're gonna wrap this up here real quick. So basically, what happened is the Inquisitor is pretty incensed about the potential idea of what's going on. He's asking you if you're willing to accompany this group to the outpost to investigate or unturn any kind of evidence that would
Basically, to get
be
proof.
telling of what's going on, and to make sure that it's done in an appropriate manner and nothing like they're not gonna just make up some bullshit behind his back. Are you willing to
Yes.
sign off on that? Okay, so we're gonna wrap things up. I just want to go ahead and get a little bit of a lore dump between the two characters, if you would like to, and we'll call it at that. Or we can just call it that and pick up next time if anybody's kind of frazzled.
You want, I can, otherwise I'm good.
Nodos and rippets. It's how we get through in the military. Do they still have that, or is that only in Iraq? The rippets.
What?
The rippets, the little energy drinks in the little cans.
We got a vending machine with some bang and one with a monster. I mean, I got 4 hours left.
Good luck, man. Good luck. So yeah, lore dump if you want. Like you guys can feel free to talk amongst yourselves in character about where you came from, how you got here, what your plans are, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up there.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to wrap up. We can do the lore. I think lore dump would be better next time, probably.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't care either way, but it sounds like the general consensus. But
Sounds good.
I could be wrong.
So session wrap, any improves, sustains, after action review? What are the 3 things they ask for in an after action review? It's been 10 years since I was in the Army, so you have to bear with me. What is it?
After action
Improves,
report,
sustains.
AAR.
Yeah, what are the 3 parts of an AAR?
Improve, sustain. It's any improvements. What did y'all like about it? What can be done better?
Yeah, there you go.
Starts off like, hey, what was the goals? What can be done better? What did y'all like? Give me 3 things to improve, 3 things to keep, 3 things you might want done differently.
Done away with, yeah. So whatever, yeah. Sorry, we just Army geek out. Session, how did everything go? Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? That's what I was looking for. Questions, comments, concerns.
Oh, I think it worked. I like it.
We had a pretty big melee, and then we went into a social encounter. We got uncovered. I think we pretty much resolved some of the mysterious plot threads, and now it's just a matter of acting on it. Does everybody feel properly?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was just thinking. Is we've hit that crux switch between investigation and resolution.
Yeah, I mean, story-wise, I really am enjoying a whole bunch of this. Process-wise, there are lots of times, especially in the beginning of this one, where I was like, "Oh, I'm confused. I'm confused." So story-wise, I think I'm getting it because I missed a day and because there was stuff that there was stuff that I kind of was confused on just because I wasn't here.
Right.
So Kevin, was the confusing stuff like characters pulling off moves in combat, or was it something else?
So I don't understand foraging, but I feel like there should be something for forage. Equipment and kind of how to leverage equipment. I think my character itself is really like all magic focused and not really attack focused. And because in a melee, it was like, what should I do? Kind of thing.
The obscure miss was a good tactic. It really it forced the board to come out and kind of waste an action reorienting himself. I think Dustin probably would have gotten skewered if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, I mean, it would have gotten attacked 2 or 3 times rather than just once. Or yeah, so anything that's stealing their action economy is good.
By the way, from this encounter, so with the 2, like everyone's going to get 2 experience. So That'll bring the campaign experience total up to 32 total.
And
We
then
didn't get
I
to do
was
any
I was
foraging,
looking
but
through
that's
the
okay.
primer and I didn't quite see how to spend experience. Did I
It's
miss
because
something?
I kept it separate from the primer. It's in my DMG toolbox that I'll share with you on the side because I know that you were showing an interest in running a game.
Yeah.
So
So
like
what would
how
I
to build
do?
NPCs,
Yeah.
large monsters, all that stuff.
What
It's
would
not
I
really
do with
player
the
knowledge, but
experience?
I'm sorry.
What would I do with the experience?
Increase
didn't-
your like so you've got 32 points to buy a new talent tree with all the powers in it costs 30 points. To increase your stats, like you have to buy each rank. So like if you're at 5 and you want to go to 7, you have to pay 6 experience points for rank 6 plus 7 experience points for rank 7. So it costs you 13 experience points to go from 5 to 7. And you'll need to buy
so you
each
just
one of those.
you just pay the next number. Okay.
Um,
Yeah,
if
because
you-
I feel like some of us need to increase our socials. So, and I don't really need.
Yeah.
I feel like I have 4 skill sets, whatever you call them.
powers,
So
yeah, talent trees.
I'm already pretty not overwhelmed. That's the wrong word. I have plenty of options.
You're
So, yeah.
sufficiently whelmed. Gotcha.
I'm whelmed, exactly whelmed. So yeah, adding some just raw stats, I think would go a long way.
Also concept skills. If you want to increase, obviously increase. If you want to invest in new concept skill, it's going to have to be related to what your character has experienced in campaign. So if you want to get with me on the side, if anybody wants to invest in a new concept skill, we'll talk about what that is and
What
how
about
to
a
implement it.
concept? What would the concept skill be? If
That I mean, and that's what I'm saying. It'll be
interplanar
up to you
travel,
based on your player experience.
right?
So
what would I have? I guess if I wanted it to be based on the interplanar travel.
So
Like,
then that
what's
would just
actually-
be from what you've experienced and the little bits of information you've divined from TJ's character, and now with what Ford's gonna offer you, you could absolutely start investing in planar researcher or a druid would actually be the check about the different planes of existence, where the shaman, like TJ is a shaman, he is more in touch with the spirits of a particular plane, whatever plane he might be on. The druid has the kind of the meta knowledge of how the planes work and somewhat travel in between them.
Gotcha.
Where Ford, he has that same overlap as a magical researcher. Planar travel is a thing that he's aware of. He hasn't had a lot of firsthand experience with it other than his own and the artifacts that he's gathered, but he is aware of the concept. He's been now on 2 different planes studying about it. So he's got the perspective of 2 different planes of existence looking at the same problem or same issue of planar travel. So his concept dovetails with the druidic concept, but it's also separate, if that makes sense. You guys come from the Monster Hunter world, so creature knowledge is always available. Like you studying the anatomy, physiology, hunting patterns, weaknesses of different monsters, that would be available to any one of you. Forge, you could be dabble in alchemy, start learning. That would be something that would be open to you.
Yeah, that's also why I started going towards forging and stuff. Like, I'm definitely already researching the goal is to eventually started going into the bonds or stuff or using what I can to enhance weapons.
So yeah, those are just a few ideas just off the top of my head. I want to leave it up to you from your players' experience, things that you have found interesting. You are 100% invited to invest in a new concept.
The stuff that you added with the crafting and like the explosives and stuff and all of that, is that its own skill, or is that like could I have a demolitions as a concept skill, or
you could do that. So what would happen with that if you wanted to hyper focus on demolitions? You would obviously be able to craft explosive devices from things that you forge. You would know what items you would be looking for while you forge, so you would get advantage for those types of checks. When it comes to the actual crafting of other things that aren't bomb related, you might get a disadvantage, but you still attempt it. You could still attempt it. But then you get
but is that
advantage to
a
making
concept skill, or is it its own thing?
yeah, it will be a concept skill.
Okay.
Demolitions expert, you know where to put the bomb, how to best use it,
And
structural
and
weakness,
part
integrity,
of
all that jazz.
because like I said, my original character concept had to do with being on a pirate ship sort of scenario, captain of a vessel with the world I originally came from would have had gunpowder. So taking that knowledge into a third concept skill would be pretty cool. So I might invest in something like that as well. I'll
That
have to
is
go.
100% viable.
I'll have to go read up on the crafting a little bit more. I didn't get a chance to do it yet, but
Yeah, it's real basic. It's not super invested. Nothing here is super invested. A lot of it is just intuitive. If it makes sense, do it. And if it doesn't, don't. If it's kind of turn your head and squint an eye, then you do it with disadvantage. And that's pretty much how we handle that. Other than that, we good?
that's that. Yeah, that was just my idea for how I want to develop the character a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, everyone's got 32 experience to play around with.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm understanding how to play with the experience in the most basic way possible. And I think it's a dumb question, so just laugh and tell me I'm right or wrong. But so like, let's say my character, the tenacity is 4, and I want to go to level 5. I would use 5 experience points and then just update it, and then
Correct.
have the remainder spent. Okay.
And then you would have 27 experience left in your personal pool.
So along those same lines, I realized, having played a few rounds, that potency is mostly tied to the spell casting, correct?
Correct.
So
and also like if you're like a weapon master or something like that, you're trying to trip people and do stuff like that. Basically, it's any kind of special effect that you're trying to get off. It doesn't necessarily have to be magic, but it does mean a lot to magic people.
Okay, so
because like when attacking with magic, you still have to make the melee or the ranged attack, unless you're just producing effect out of nothing, and then that would be a potency check.
I guess my question is, if I wanted, like, can I have a 0? Like, is that not advisable? Because I've never been asked for a potency check and all the stuff I've tried to do so far. So
yes, you're welcome to rebuild that.
So is that 1 for 1?
Yeah, if you're rebuilding, you can just redistribute that 1 for 1 between your other skills in that same category. So it'd have to be like, what's your potency now?
4.
So if you wanted to buy that down to 0, you would have 4 points that could go point for point into another combat skill.
Okay.
But you couldn't say take it to exploration or social skills. It has to stay within the combat family.
Yeah, I have that part. That makes sense to me. So I was just wondering if that was ill-advised, because I hadn't been asked for potencies.
There's no wrong way to build a character. And if you had a look at Ford's character sheet, a lot of you would be scratching your head and saying, how the hell? But he's found a way to pretty much tie his main attacks to potency. So like, I think he's got a 2 for melee and a 1 for range. Like, it's comical. He definitely wanted a concept of a squishy character, and that's what he's got. He's a non-fighter.
Yeah, so okay, that makes sense. So I'll make some changes there and then spend some points, get some I feel like I underutilized or under prioritized my social. So I might as well use some experience points to mend it.
Yeah, I have a bunch of points, and so wait, no, that's metagame. You don't know that yet.
I gotta run, guys. I've got some house guests, but I'm gonna leave the Zoom open for y'all. Hopefully we'll all get to play again in 2 weeks.
You can go ahead and stop the recording if you want, and then I think we're wrapping up here.
Yeah, I think